Hey everybody, so good to see you guys. Y'all ready for some Ozzy Osbourne tonight? Woo woot! Yes! Crazy train, crazy train. Yes. But before we get started, I wanted to say hi to everybody. Hey Ghost Devil, good to see you, brother. Hello, Rocket Queen, good to see you, both my metalheads. And I see 6 other people watching, so thank you guys so much for being in here. And thank you guys for chatting. I'm going to share, for some reason it did not share, I will show myself here in a minute. For some reason it did not save to my computer, so I wanted to show this little, it's not really a clip, but it's actually a, it's like a little saying that was sent to me by a mermaid or Amy, whichever, and I was going to show it to you guys, and it's Ozzy Osbourne. So let me see if I can figure out how to send it to, and so I can show it to you guys. So hold on just a second. Let me figure out how to do that. What's up, Osmic or Little Leg Day? My dad wanted to use Ozzy Osbourne and Mick Jagger, and that's where my real name came from. Hell yes, that's awesome, Osmic. Hell yeah. That's cool as shit, man. Okay, let me figure out how to do this, and I will share with you guys this this really cool quote from Ozzy Osbourne. Why not? We love us some Ozzy. Hell yes. Okay, so I want to share it with you guys. So, give me just a second. And pull it up. Hope you're doing well, Osmic. So good to see you in here, brother. It's been a while. I hope you're doing well, man. All right. Let's see if I can pull it up. Okay, there we go. Alright, so let me present this, because I thought this was pretty kick-ass, and so I want to share it with you guys. And if Mermaid is in here, thank you, or if she rewatches it, thank you so much for sending this to me, Mermaid. I'm going to try to make this bigger, or smaller or something, so you guys can read it. Okay, there's Ozzy Osbourne in his, like, I guess younger years, because he looks pretty damn young right there. It says, my son Jack once said to me, Dad, do you think people are laughing with you or at you? And he said, I don't care as long as they are laughing, which I think is awesome. Which I think is freaking awesome. He looks like he's what, maybe in his 30s right there, which is awesome. Yeah, it's freaking awesome. But yeah, I thought that was an awesome, thank you so much, Mermaid or Amy, for sending that to me through your email, darling. Thank you so much, honey. Means a lot. It really does. But I thought that was really awesome to send that to me. All right, guys. Well, then here I am for tonight. Ozzy Osbourne, yes, rock on, man. Love me some Ozzy. Love me some Ozzy. Welcome, everybody. Thank you guys so much for being in here. I love, 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 love Ozzy Osbourne. He's awesome. Love some Ozzy. All right, guys. So, this is what we're gonna cover, and so I always go over what is on the bottom of the screen, and because a lot of people have a hard time seeing. And trust me, I do too, which I don't have no lights on tonight except for this and my screen. I figured it would go really good with the Ozzy theme. Why not? I love me some Ozzy. Okay, so I'm having a hard time seeing myself. So it says, tonight we are going to be going over Ozzy Osbourne and the life he has lived so far. What difference has he made in his life? Does Ozzy have any mental health? Well, we're getting ready to find out, guys. We're getting ready to find out about Ozzy. I love Ozzy. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, here's our hashtags. Ozzy Osbourne, support awareness, mental health, motivation, encouragement, positivity, rock star, singer, biography, and community. So we are getting ready to find out about some information about our awesome Ozzy Osbourne and a little bit of his family, not much, a little bit, and what he's doing so far in his life, and like Rebel was talking about, if there was some stories, which I don't think I come across any stories. I think it was more mainly like I think it had a little bit of like little tidbits of his stories, but it was mainly like his life, like what he's done with his life so far, and like when he was born, where he was born at, his family, you know, like his sicknesses, what he's done for a living, you know, all that kind of sort of stuff. If he's done any, big changes to make a difference in people's lives, positivity, just kind of stuff like that. But I'm sure this won't be the first time we talk about Ozzy Osbourne, because I love me some Ozzy. Love me some Ozzy. I'm going to have to add some of them songs to my karaoke list. I'm surprised I didn't sing one last night. That's the truth. Anyway. Nope, it's perfectly normal to bite bats' heads off. Now, only Ozzy Osbourne could do that, guys. He's awesome. Love me some Ozzy. Hell yes. Yes. All right, guys. Let's see. Let's see what we got first. Well, it's a little bit brighter now. All right. Well, that's pretty clear. Do y'all need a little bit more clear, or can y'all read it? And let me see if I can get it. There we go, man. Hell yeah, that's pretty clear. Can y'all read that okay? All right. I'll get, what's up, everybody? Make sure y'all hit that like, share, and subscribe. Y'all don't have to be in chat to hit the like, share, and subscribe. Just hit it. Just hit it. Who don't like some Ozzy Osbourne? So come on. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. We love some Ozzy Osbourne. Or as Ghost Devil was saying, Sharon! They could probably do it better than I can because of their accent. Hey, hippie grandma, good to see you, love. Hope you're doing well. I know she knows some Ozzy Osbourne. All right, so now I've used this website for Chris Farley that we talked about last week and Robin Williams, and I think it's an excellent website, and it has some great information. Don't laugh at me, Ghost Devil. I tried. I tried my hardest, damn it. All right, it says British musician Ozzy Osbourne fronted the heavy metal band Black Sabbath before embarking on a successful solo career. He later became a reality TV star with the Osbournes. I have watched a little bit of that reality TV star show. I haven't watched all of it, but I've watched that. I'm actually watching now where I had to stop for a minute. I'm actually watching now where him and his son and Sharon, where they sit there and figure, I can't remember the name of the show. Rebel knows it, but y'all probably know what I'm talking about. Where they sit there and figure out what's spooky and what's not spooky, and Jack goes up on the screen and pulls up, like on an Oogie Boogie scale or whatever, and they figure out what's the scariest, and Ozzy's just sitting there and he's like, that's rubbish, that's rubbish. I can't remember the name of it, but it's awesome. I love it too. But that's what I'm watching right now with Ozzy and Sharon and Jack. I can't remember it. I really can't. And I've watched the one where they go on tour. Ozzy and Jack go on tour to these different places, I guess haunted places or whatever. Yes, I love me some Ozzy Osbourne. Okay, so it says 1948. That's that's the year he was born, guys. It says, who is Ozzy Osbourne? Ozzy Osbourne rose to fame in the 1970s as the frontman of the seminal heavy band Black Sabbath. delivering such iconic songs as War Pigs, Iron Man, and Paranoid. He embarked on a successful solo career in 1979, earning attention for his outrageous public acts and drawing the ire of conservative groups. Osbourne later garnered a new legion of fans by starring with his family in the unlikely hit reality show The Osbournes. This is early life and career. John Michael Osbourne, which is his legal name, guys, was born into a working class family in Birmingham, England on December the 3rd, 1948. The fourth of 6 children, he acquired the nickname Ozzy while he in an elementary school where he struggled with his dyslexia. I didn't realize that he had that, but this is interesting, guys. These and other challenges prompt Osbourne to leave school at age 16, at which point he worked a series of menial jobs, including a stint in the slaughterhouse. He soon moved on to more illicit activities by committing a series of petty crimes, culminating with a brief prison sentence for I can't even talk tonight. Burglary. Lord have mercy. Y'all know what I meant. Throughout this turbulent period in his life, however, Osbourne nurtured a deep love for music, and after his release from prison, he began exploring his potential as a vocalist. In 1968, he teamed up with bass player Terrence Geezer Butler, guitarist Tony Ami. Hopefully I'm saying these right, guys. I apologize. And drummer Bill Ward to form the rock band Polka Talk Blues, which they soon renamed Earth. While Earth earned some local notoriety, it wasn't until the group began experimenting with hard-driving amplified sound that would later characterize the heavy metal genre. I'm hoping I said that word right. That they caught the attention of record producers. Since the band moniker was already in use by another group, they adopted the name Black Sabbath, a reference to the classic Boris Karloff film. Well, I'm trying. I'm trying, Rocky Queen. I'm trying. Bless his heart. Poor Ozzy. We can't really understand a word he's saying, but I still love him. He's awesome. Black Sabbath Stardom. Released by Vertigo Records in 1970, Black Sabbath's self-titled debut album was largely panned by critics, but sold well in England and abroad. With standout tracks like the title song The Wizard and Evil Woman, Black Sabbath reached the top 10 in the United Kingdom and number 23 on the American album charts. The group's sophomore effort, Paranoid, in 1971, included the seminal metal anthems War Pigs, Iron Man's Fairies Wear Boots, which I've never heard of, but that's interesting, and Paranoid, and took Black Sabbath to new heights, topping the charts in the UK and reaching number 12 in the United States, which is awesome. The band's use of religious symbolism and mythic themes lent a gothic cast to their public personae. It also earned the constant criticism from right-wing groups, negative publicity that simply fueled the band's popularity with its fan base, mostly young males, as was the case with their first 2 albums. Their subsequent efforts, Master of Reality, 1971, Volume 4, 1972, and Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, 1973, all found chart success, eventually achieving platinum status in the United States on the strength of such metal classics as Sweet Leaf, After Forever, Snowblind, and Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. substance abuse, and leaving Black Sabbath. With the release of 1975's Sabotage, the band's fortune took a turn for the worse, despite the strength of songs such as Lord have mercy, Symptoms of the Universe and I'm Going Insane. The album failed to achieve the same status as its predecessors. Punctuating the shift, they were also forced to cut their subsequent tour short when Osbourne was injured in a motorcycle accident. The band's steady intake on drugs and alcohol, mostly by Osbourne, we know, that ain't surprising, also added to the strain, along with the loss of fans to the burgeoning punk rock movement. Following the releases of Technical Ecstasy 1976 and Never Say Die 1978, Osbourne and his bandmates parted ways. Through Black Sabbath would carry on with various frontmen in the decades to come, including Ronnie James Dio, Dave Donato, Ian Gilman, Glenn Hughes, and Tony Martin. The group would never reach the same heights achieved during the Osbourne era, when they wrote and recorded some of the heavy metal's most memorable songs. He joined a Christian protest that were trying to ban him. Wow. Solo success, Blizzard of Oz, and more. Unlike some artists who fade in obscurity after leaving the group that made him famous, Osbourne in 1980 delivered a solo debut, Blizzard of Oz, that was a resounding commercial success, featuring the singles Crazy Train and Mr. Crowley. The album reached the top 10 in the United Kingdom and number 21 in the United States, where it would eventually notch multi-platinum status. His 1981 follow-up, Diary of a Madman, performed equally well. The ensuing tour, however, was laden with misfortune, including a plane crash that unalived guitar player Randy Rhoads and 2 other members of their entourage. Throughout the 1980s, Osbourne continued to cultivate the image of troubled loner and angry rebel, with his antisocial theorics contributing to his public notoriety. Among his antics, he showered his audiences with raw meat. Okay, here we go. Y'all wanted to know about it. So I told y'all, I think it did talk about it. He showered his audience with raw meat and bit the head off a live bat on stage. There we go, guys. Not everyone found his persona and dark music so appealing, and he was frequently singled out by religious conservatives who hoped to demonstrate the negative impacts of rock music on society. That's exactly what you was talking about, Rocket Queen. Thank you, love. Despite these and other challenges, including a 1986, that was the year I was born, but anywho, 1986 stint in rehab, Osbourne continued to achieve commercial success with the albums Bark at the Moon, 1983, The Ultimate Sin, 1986, go figure, that's the year I was born, and he sings The Ultimate Sin, and No Rest for the Wicked, 1988, all going multi-platinum in the U.S. He ushered in the 1990s with his 6th solo offering, No More Tears, 1991, which reached the top 10 in the U.S. and featured the hit single of the same name. He really didn't realize that it was real bad. Wow. Wow, that's awesome, though. Nobody can ever really say that they really bit the head off a real bat. In 1992, Osbourne announced that the No More Tears tour would be his last. However, the popularity of the subsequently released double live album Live and Loud 1993 caused Osbourne to rethink his retirement, and the album's version of I Don't Want to Change the World earned Osbourne his first Grammy Award. He returned to the studio for 1995's Osmosis, and the following year he began to tour as part of the traveling metal festival Ozfest. By the end of the decade, Osbourne's star was on the wane, and he continued to struggle with the substance abuse problems that he had plagued him throughout his career. However, He found his way back into the spotlight in 2001 with the release of his eighth studio album, Down to Earth, which reached number 4 in the United States and number 19 in the United Kingdom. The Osbournes, like we was talking about the Osbourne show. Let me get a sip of drink because I'm burning up with my hair down. But it's for it's for you, Ozzy Osbourne. We love you, man. If by chance you ever watch this, you rock. All right. The Osbournes. Osbourne soon boosted his celebrity status even further with his own brand of reality television, debuting in early 2002. The Osbournes centered on domestic lives of Osbourne and his clan and became an instant hit. The comic appeal of the aging headbanger completing such humdrum task as taking out the garbage charmed even those conservatives who had once lifted Osbourne. However, it did also take a more serious turn that summer when Ozzy's wife Sharon was diagnosed with colon cancer. Oh, bless her heart. That show lasted until 2005, earning a Primetime Emmy and becoming one of MTV's all-time highest-rated shows. Hall of Famer. Woot woot! Good job, Ozzy. In 2005, Osbourne reunited with Black Sabbath for a tour, and the following year the heavy metal legends were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. At the induction ceremony, Metallica, you are hogging my air, please, because I'm burning up. Sorry, guys. It's hot. Trendy says hey. All right. Inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in the induction ceremony, Metallica, one of the countless groups for whom Black Sabbath was a primary influence, performed Iron Maiden in honor of the band. Despite the years of abuse to his body, Osbourne displayed impressive staying power by continuing to tour as part of Ozfest. He returned to the studio to record Black Rain in 2007, which topped out at number 3 on the U.S. charts and followed with the equally well-received Scream in 2010. In 2012, Osbourne reunited with his Sabbath bandmates to perform a series of concerts and record a new studio album, 13, which earned its release the following year. In 2015, the band announced plans for one final tour, fittingly dubbed The End. The following year, they also released an album of the name, comprised of unreleased tracks from 13 and several live performances. The tour wrapped up in the band members' hometown of Birmingham in February of 2017. And I am burning up, guys. 1 year later, Osbourne announced the dates for the North American leg of No More Tours 2, the final tour of his career. Although he noted that he wanted to spend more time with his family, the legendary headbanger insisted that he wasn't retiring as a musician and would continue playing smaller gigs and remaining involved with Ozfest, marriage to Sharon, family life, and world detour. Osbourne married his manager Sharon in 1982. They had 3 children together, Jack, Kelly, and Amy. Jack and Kelly appeared with their parents on the Osbourne, but Amy demurred. Osbourne also had 3 children from a previous marriage to Thelma Riley and now has several grandchildren as well. In May of 2016, Sharon and Osbourne announced their plans to divorce after more than 3 decades together. According to U.S. Weekly, the split came after Sharon learned of Osbourne's alleged affair with a celebrity hairstylist. However, 2 months later, the couple that had endured so many ups and downs together decided to try to make the relationship work. In July, Osbourne appeared on Good Morning America with their son Jack and said the marriage was not over. It's just a bump in the road, he said. It's back on track again. Hello, Casper. Good to see you, love. Hope you're doing well. I know, it's a bum. As y'all say, it's a bummer. It's a bummer. Around that time, father and son also returned to the familiar realm of Oh, yeah, okay, this is the show I was talking about. Reality TV and Ozzy and Jack's World Detour. That's what it was. Lasting 3 seasons, the show captured the two global trotters visiting both iconic landmarks and off the beaten path attractions. Parkinson's diagnosis and ordinary man. If y'all did not know that he had Parkinson's disease, well, now you guys do. In January 2020 interview with Robin Roberts of Good Morning America, Osbourne revealed that he had been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. So sorry. Be praying for you, Ozzy. The following month, he canceled the North American leg of his No More Tours 2 tour, citing the need to travel to Europe for treatment and recovery. A few days later, however, the artist showed he was still raging against the dying of the light with the release of his 12th solo album, Ordinary Man, featuring Lord have mercy, I can't even talk. Collaborations with Elton John, Post Malone, and Guns N' Roses guitarist Slash. A&E biography special, The 9 Lives of Ozzy Osbourne. A&E Network's Emmy Award-winning biography Banner premiered a new documentary special celebrating one of the rock's biggest stars, featuring exclusive interviews and actual footage. A biography, The 9 Lives of Ozzy Osbourne, which premiered Labor Day, September the 7th. On A&E, delved into the many lives and incredible career of a man who had personified rock and roll rebellion for decades. This is the biography of kind of like, I don't want to click on that because it will flag me, but this is kind of what they were talking about. It says biography, The 9 Lives of Ozzy Osbourne, traced Ozzy's life from childhood in poverty and time in prison to fronting a legendary rock and roll Hall of Fame inductees Black Sabbath and successful Grammy award-winning solo career to one of the rock's elder statesmen and a lovable 21st century television dad. The 2-hour documentary explored how Ozzy has continually reinvented himself and his career to propel himself towards greater success. As Ozzy turned 70, this was a couple years ago. I think he's a little bit older than that now. He reflected on the intimate details of his successes, failures, and his unique abilities for survival and perseverance, including never before seen interviews about his recent Parkinson's diagnosis. The documentary, a selection of 2020 XSW Films Festival, also features interviews with Sharon Kelly and Jack Osbourne, as well as friends and fellow musicians, including Rick Rubin, Ice-T, Marilyn Manson, Rob Zombie, Jonathan Davis, Post Malone, and more. This is the quick facts of Ozzy Osbourne. Birth year, 1948. Birth date, December the 3rd, 1948. Birth city, Birmingham. Birth country, England. Gender, male. Best known for British musician Ozzy Osbourne, fronted the heavy metal band Black Sabbath before embarking on a successful solo career. He later became a reality TV star with the Osbournes. Astrological sign is Sagittarius. And here is one of the quotes. It says, "When I heard She Loves You, my world went up like a shooting star. It was a divine experience. The planets changed. I used to fantasize that Paul McCartney would marry my sister." All right, guys, that's the first one. Sure, I'm burning up, guys. I am burning up. Whew. Thank you guys so much for coming in here and hanging out with me, and let's learn a little bit about our favorite rock band or singer, or one of them anyway. Love me some Ozzy Osbourne. Okay, this is also on another website that I like to use when we're pulling up biographies or information like this. Okay, this is IMDb. This is also biography. It's got a little bit more information to what we just went over. I just like to use it because it has a little bit more to what we went over. All right, it says Ozzy Osbourne biography, and there he is in the picture, right there. It says born December 3rd, 1948, Ashton, Birmingham, or I'm hoping I'm saying that right, Ashton, Birmingham, England, UK. Birth name John Michael Osbourne. Nicknames: the Great Oz, the Wizard of Oz, the Madman, the Godfather of Heavy Metal, the Prince of Darkness, the Blizzard of Oz. Those are some nicknames, guys. Yes, I got some sweet tea. I don't have no ice, though. God, you're making me want some ice. I'm burning up. And he's 5'10" tall, guys. 5'10". This is his mini bio. One of the pioneers of heavy metal and one of the most commercially successful and iconic artists, Ozzy Osbourne was born in Birmingham, England as John Michael Osbourne. After leaving school and having many odd jobs, he ended up in a band with Geezer Butler. The group then split, leaving Ozzy and Geezer to join Tommy Lamy and Bill Ward in a new band that went under several names, including Earth, that ended up being called Black Sabbath, after a song of the same name that appeared on their first album released in 1969-1970. He recorded several more albums with Sabbath, despite the decline of his relationship with Tommy Lamy. I'm hoping I'm saying that right, guys. I don't know. Which, after several breakups, led him being fired from the band in 1979. After a short time, he launched a solo career with a lineup being him that varied immensely from album to album and tour to tour. During the 1980s, he was treated several times for alcoholism and was sued twice for the unaliving of some of his young fans, cleared completely. Following his No More Tears album, he declared he would tour for the last time. In 1991, on his last date, he performed briefly on stage with Black Sabbath for 3 songs. However, a much talked about reformation tour fell through and Ozzy seemed to go into retirement. His bassist, Mike Inez, joined Alice in Chains and the guitarist Zakk Wylde formed his own band, Pride and Glory. Now, however, he is recording a new album and has said he intends to tour again. The album should be out in the summer of 1995, and the tour should be shortly after. Geezer Butler has now quit Sabbath again and rejoined Ozzy. He played bass for him on tour during the mid-'80s and should play on the new album. This is kind of older information, but I still think it's really good information to have, guys. I don't think this was updated. I don't even know when this was made, guys, but still, I still like it, though. All right, guys, this is his family. He's been married 2 times, guys. His most current, or, the one that he's married to now, is Sharon Osbourne. He got married July the 4th, 1982 till present. He has 3 children with her. Thelma Mayfair, which was July 1971 to June 1982, divorced and had 2 children. But the other one said 3 children. I don't really know. I don't know, guys. I'm just kind of going by what it says. I don't know. It says Jack Osbourne, Jessica Osbourne, Kelly Osbourne, Louis Osbourne, and Amy Osbourne. All right, here is his trademarks. This kind of reminds me of some of our Aussie fam in here. Some of them do, anyway. Cusses like a gangster. Occult themes and visions of hell and despair in his songs. T-shade sunglasses, raw yet punchy tenor vocals, strong Birmingham Brummie accent, black clothing, long dark hair, slurred mumbling stutter. His tattoos: throws buckets of water to his fans, sometimes uses a water hose. That's awesome! Rock on, Ozzy. You're awesome, man. All right, guys. Now these are some useful. This is some great information about him. This is trivia, but I just think it's more like facts. It's more like facts. It says trivia, but I don't know why they put trivia. I think it's, in my opinion, it's more like facts. But whatever. I'll just go by what it says. It says trivia, so whatever. It says it's his favorite band is the Beatles, who inspired him to become a musician when Beatlemania spread worldwide. Yeah, it is a description of you, Rocket Queen, and and Ghost and Digger. I love all three of you guys. It says, before the success of the Osbournes in 2002, he was known by most people as a singer who bites heads off bats. This rumor traces back to one isolated incident on January the 20th, 1982. Now, this is when it talks about it, I believe. At a concert in Des Moines, a bat wound up on stage, which had either been stuck in the rafters or thrown up there by a crazed fan. Osbourne bit it for a goof, thinking it was a rubber toy. He had to take a week of rabies shots, despite a $25,000 donation later that year to the SPCA. The bat story grew to become an urgent legend of its own, to the point where even numerous unrelated heavy metal bands were commonly accused of ritualistically unaliving live animals on stage. Well, there's one story, guys. It might have more. You never know. It might have more. It says, discovered only after he grew up that he's dyslexic, after being told for years that the reason he had trouble reading in school was because he was dumb. That's terrible, guys. That's terrible. Made several unalive attempts as a teenager. That's terrible, too. Said was sued in recent years by former bandmates Bob Daisley and Lee Kerslake for royalties on The Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman. Ozzy retaliated by deleting their parts from the albums entirely and re-recording them with his then current band. Every single one of his solo albums of original material has gone multi-platinum. Rock on! Hell yeah! His song Suicide Solution created controversy when a fan committed unaliving themselves. The fan's parents alleged that Ozzy was responsible and sued him. The suit was cleared completely. Diagnosed with Parkinson's syndrome and will have to take daily medication for the rest of his life to combat the involuntary shudders associated with the condition. This is May of 2005. Was present for the birth of children Jessica, Amy, and Kelly, but not for those of Lewis and Jack. Wife Sharon Osbourne is the daughter of his original manager, Don Arden. Arden dropped Osbourne. Sharon took over as manager and later married him. Former neighbor of Pat Boone. Boone's cover of Crazy Train was used as the theme for the Osbournes. Claims he sleeps with a bayonet under his bed. I don't know what a bayonet is. Rocket, Ghost, what is a bayonet? Bayonet? Or do I even want to know? But anyway, I'm just going to, y'all just tell me if y'all can. He had 2 children from his first marriage to Thelma Mayfair, Jessica Osbourne, born 1972, and Lewis Osbourne, 1975. He also adopted his son's first wife, Elliot Kingsley, born in 1966, from a previous marriage. His children with second wife Sharon Osbourne and Amy Osbourne, born 9/2/83, Kelly Osbourne, born 10/27/84, and Jack Osbourne, 11/8/85. I'm not really for sure. I'm kind of afraid to look that up. Hold on one minute. Maybe. Hold on a minute. I'm going to keep this on the screen. I'm just going to kind of look and see what that is. Hold on just a second. Okay, it says what you're talking about is exactly right. It says it's a knife, dagger, sword, or spike-shaped weapon designed to fit on the end of a muzzle or a bang bang. So yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, all right. I didn't really know exactly what it was. All right, yeah. Okay, so yeah. All right. I had to see because I was like, I don't know. But anyway, it says his nickname Ozzy was actually a name that schoolmates taunted him with as a child/teen. Arrested in September 1989 after attempting to strangle his wife, Sharon Osbourne, while drunk, he awoke in jail the next day not knowing why he was there. He and Sharon reconciled in October 1990 after Ozzy endured extensive drug rehabilitation. As a child teen, his family was so poor that there was no running water in their house. The 2009 Sunday Times estimated his net worth at 1.47 million, which that doesn't matter. I'm just kind of going off what it says, guys. It don't matter to me what he'd be awesome if he didn't have no money. He'd be awesome if he did have money. It don't matter to me. He's still awesome. He's just an amazing, awesome person. His dad's death in 1977 led to several hospitalizations due to his depression. So he did suffer with some mental health, guys, or he still does. Black Sabbath's name came from 1963 film Black Sabbath 1963, starring Boris Karloff. Sabbath's early songs reflected the same types of themes that were the centerpiece of those movies. Ozzy later named one of his solo albums Diary of a Madman, the title Diary of a Madman 1963 of 1963 Vincent Price horror film. He was awarded a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame for recording at 6780 Hollywood Boulevard in Hollywood, California. He doesn't answer to his birth name, John, and will not respond to anyone who calls him by it. Ozzy! We love you, Ozzy. Since the cover of his 1982 live album, Speak of the Devil, was partially censored in some stores. The cover depicted a faint Ozzy with blood, actually raspberry jelly, oozing from his mouth. The stores put a sticker over his mouth to obscure the blood. Once Ozzy discovered this, he demanded that the sticker be removed or he would have his record company pull the album from the stores. Not wanting to lose the album sales of Ozzy Osbourne recorded, the stores adhered to Ozzy's wishes. I would too. The song titled SATO from the Diary of the Madman album is actually his wife's initial, Sharon Arden Thelma Osbourne. Aww. Black Sabbath was voted the 85th greatest rock and roll artist of all time by the Rolling Stones. In 2007, was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of Black Sabbath and honored at the VH1 Rock Honors as a solo artist. Some of his many tattoos include the letters OZZY across his left knuckles, happy faces on both his knees, thanks on his right palm, a red hooded gull on his left chest, a blue dragon on his right chest. The first two were self-made during a brief time in jail in the late 1960s. His remake with daughter Kelly Osbourne of the Black Sabbath song Changes went straight to #1 in the UK when it was released a week after his quad bike accident. Daughter Amy Osbourne opted out of appearing in the MTV reality show The Osbournes, but his and Sharon's two other children, Kelly and Jack, agreed to take part. Reunited in Black Sabbath, I got this stinking hiccups. I apologize, guys. Reunited with Black Sabbath in 1985 for the Live Aid 1985 festival, and again in November of 1992 for the last night of Ozzy's so-called final tour. After the success of this show, the idea of the new Black Sabbath record and full tour was proposed, and the contracts were written up. However, Ozzy decided at the last minute not to sign them. It wasn't until December 1997 that all four original members reunited again to perform and record that would become the live album Reunion. Well, I mean, I hate to even say this next one, but I'm just saying it because I'm sorry, Ozzy, if you're watching, don't. If you ever watch, I apologize. I don't mean to say this. I'm just kind of going over the biography of this website. So, but it says that he basically got fixed in 1986. So, I apologize. I don't mean to take it personal. I'm just saying what it says, so I'm sorry. Anyway, he can't have no more kids. Let's put it that way. Throws a bucket of water on his audience at his concerts. Formed a band called Law after leaving Black Sabbath in 1979. They played 2 gigs before he changed their name to Blizzard of Oz. Father of Kelly Osbourne, Jack Osbourne, and Amy Osbourne by current wife Sharon Osbourne, and Jessica Osbourne and Louis Osbourne by first wife Thelma Reilly. On December the 8th, 2003, he was seriously injured by riding his ATV quad bike on the grounds of his Buckinghamshire estate in England. The accident occurred while he was taking a day off from his hectic promotional schedule surrounding the UK release of Changes, a duet with his daughter Kelly. He broke his collarbone, 6 ribs, and a vertebrae in his neck. The injuries were not considered to be life-threatening, though he has undergone some surgery. Ozzy has long said that Suicide Solution, a song about the dangers of alcoholism, was written as a tribute to the former AC/DC vocalist Bon Scott, who had died an alcohol-related death in 1980. However, in 2002, the writer of Suicide Solution, Ozzy's former bassist and main vocalist Bob Daisley, revealed that the song actually alluded to Ozzy himself. Along with contemporary Alice Cooper, he was one of the first shock rockers. When he started out in music, the demand of rock singers in his hometown of Birmingham was so strong that anyone with their own microphone and PA amplifier could get a paying gig. Osbourne's father paid for the equipment to spare him having to work a menial job after his failures in school. Was born the 4th of 6 children to Jack and Lynn Osbourne. His brothers are Paul Osbourne and Tony. His sisters are Jean, Iris, and Gillian. His father passed in 1977. Black Sabbath were inducted into UK Music Hall of Fame for their outstanding contribution to British music and integral part of British music culture. 16th of November 2005. Music like the Hollywood Walk of Fame stars. He has a Walk of Stars star on Broad Street, Birmingham, England. Starring the MTV reality show The Osbournes in 2002, along with his wife and 2 of his children. Grandfather of Isabel, whose mother is Ozzy's daughter, Jessica Osbourne, was the victim of burglary at his Buckinghamshire UK home in 2004. Almost something $2 million worth of jewelry was stolen. I don't know what this means. Whatever that. I don't know what that means, Rocket Queen. If you know anything about British, it's got a funky symbol. It's got a funky symbol, and it's got a 2. And the dog just scared me half to death. It's a funky symbol with a 2. Whatever. Anyway, it's a lot. I guess it's a lot. It says lives in Beaconsfield, Buckinghamshire, and Los Angeles, California. Sorry, guys. Touring with his U.S. and Black Sabbath for the annual summer concert series Ozzy Fest. Released his autobiography, I Am Ozzy by Ozzy with Chris Ayres. With his wife, Sharon Osbourne, he announced that the family had agreed to a deal with MTV worth a reported $20 million to do 2 more sessions of the Osbournes in 2002. I don't know what pounds is, so that's like $2 million or something. I don't know. Anyway, the highest rating show in the history of the channel. April 12th, 2002. I'll get it right here in a minute. Honored with the star of the Hollywood Walk of Fame, uncle of Terry London. The cover of his 1988 album, No Rest for the Wicked created controversy. It seemingly depicts itself seated and young children gathered around a satanic shrine. Son-in-law of Don Arden. He left school at 15 and was employed as a construction site laborer, trainee plumber, apprentice toolmaker, car factory, horn turner, and abattoir worker. He didn't have a driver's license until he was 61. Prior to that, he had failed the driving test 19 times. May 4th, 2002, the Osbournes met with the U.S. President George W. Bush while attending the annual Correspondents Association dinner. Residents in Buckinghamshire, England, and Los Angeles, California, USA. In 2022, he and his wife Sharon Osbourne announced that they would move back to England. They cited the gun violence in the USA. They cited that the pew violence in the USA as a primary reason. In 2020, he revealed that he has chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, which is COPD. Oh. And here is some of his quotes, guys. It says, the lifestyle I've been living for the past 30 years, I could have been dead 1,000 times. They say military have so-called secret intelligence. This amount of intelligence must be very secret, since I have never seen an intelligent military person, nor have seen any sense in the bloody, stupid wars. I only return the day that I should be dead, and they have me buried, and some idiot spell over my casket some stupid gospel stuff. On kicking drugs and alcohol for the first time, all I have to say is this: sobriety fucking sucks. The only black magic Sabbath ever got into was a box of chocolates. My mother was an amateur singer. My father was an amateur drunk. Sometimes I think my whole career in life has only been about a bloody bat. I'm a very simple man. You got to have like a computer nowadays to turn the TV on and off, and the nightmare continues. A life of booze, drugs, and unprotected sex is only going to fuck you up. I mean, look at me. I couldn't be a rule. It's like living in a supersonic goldfish bowl. Black Sabbath were a hippie band. We were into peace. Last year I sang for Queen of England, met the President of the United States, and got an Emmy and star on the Walk of Fame. And what did I do? I was just being myself. Of all the things I lost, I miss my mind the most. Could be worse. I could be Sting. Viagra's a great sleeping drug. I take Viagra and Sharon goes right to sleep. Oh my God. That's a good one. That's a good one. He's got a sense of humor, guys. He's funny. LA's not a good place to grow. It's Paris Hilton getting fucked up the arse kind of town. A town full of ambulance chasers. I have a genuine love affair with my audience. When I'm on stage, they're not privileged to see me. It's a privilege for me to see them. Recalling an LSD trip, there were these horses in a field. They were talking to me. The bat thought I was giving him the kiss of life. Oh my gosh, he's hilarious, guys. Oh my goodness gracious. He's a hoot. Oh my goodness. It says, I knew I was in trouble when I couldn't make it off stage quick enough to get whatever variety of shit I was tipping down me. I thought to myself, there are people working in gas stations and all these menial jobs to put money aside to see the Ozfest, and I'm more interested in going back to the hotel and doing a bag of you know what, or whatever shit it is I'm on. Trinity, honey, go to sleep, child. Lord. It wasn't as if I had a list. I didn't have a resume saying Tuesday have a pint, string the wife, Wednesday get bail. Oh my goodness. On Sharon Osbourne's colon cancer diagnosis, I freaked out. She's the love of my life, and she also liked the controller. I couldn't sleep with her for 9 months because I was scared of waking up and she died in the night. Aww. People thought the Osbournes was scripted, but it wasn't. They'd sit there with 5 cameras pointing in all directions just for you to slip on a dog turd or something. And I know they love their dogs. Like Sharon, she has several dogs. Ozzy's got dogs. They love their animals. Let's see, where am I? One day, my son and I were arguing, and he said, "Do you mind if people laugh with you or at you?" And I said, "I don't give a shit so long as they're laughing." But really, I was thinking, I would like to know for a fact that they're laughing at me. One night in Hamburg, I painted my face purple, and I didn't realize it was inedible. So I had to walk around Hamburg for the next 3 days with a purple head. This has all been such an amazing journey for me. I can vividly remember sitting on the step of my house in Ashton, just tripping about what it would be like to be a Beatle. And then here I am, 58, and I'm at Elton John's party. All these megastars are there, Paul McCartney or whatever. And there's me with them, standing with all these people I used to admire. It's like I've been in the music industry for 30 or 40 years, and it's just been incredibly, really. And it's just been incredible, really. I can honestly say all the bad things that ever happened to me were directly attributed to drugs and alcohol. I got rabies shots for biting the head off a bat, but that's okay. The bat had to get Ozzy shots. That's an awesome one. I love that one. That one's awesome. That's a good one. He would be awesome to hang out with, guys. He'd be so cool. I kept hearing that metal is dead, and Ozzy's dead, and people like that Ozzy are dead. I have never had an empty seat. I've always sold out. So who's saying it's all over? I suppose Americans get a kick out of watching a crazy Brit family like us complete fools of ourselves every week. Quashing long-time rumors. I'm not a Satanist. I don't worship the devil. You got to be really careful what you bite off. Don't bite off more than you can chew. It's a dangerous world. I wish I didn't have to perform Iron Man every night. They keep them as clean as they possibly could, but prisons are to punish people, so they don't exactly have room service, you know. On In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins, that drum fill is the best ever. It sounds awesome. On WAAF-FM in Boston, when hearing that the Spice Girls were playing the date between the Ozfest dates, we can all get BJs. Oh my goodness. Oh my Lord. That sounds like something you would say, Rocket. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness gracious. That's funny. It says, I think Christmas is the biggest load of bollocks ever. I'm leaving Black Sabbath. I'm not in the band anymore because of musical differences. They were musical. I was different. I'm an alcoholic, and the most unnatural thing for alcoholic is not to drink. So every now and again, I'll just go and have a few drinks, but it catches up with you and bites you in the butt, you know. Says, I'm sure I've been exposed to other songs, but I think the first one that had a real effect on me was She Loves You by the Beatles. It was just magic. It was like being hit by a bolt of lightning. I remember where I was and what I was doing. I was walking down the road in Ashton one day with my light blue transistor radio, and this came on. I thought, what the fuck is that? It changed my life forever, and at the point I knew what I wanted to do with my life. I never knew it would turn out the way it did. It turned out way bigger than my wildest expectations, but I knew that I wanted to be a singer in a band. John Lennon was so great with his words. He had an amazing way of turning out ridiculous lyrics, but making them sound interesting and clever. Sometimes I think more straightforward lyrics, but at the same time, I'm a fan of lyrics that do a number on my head. Every time I did drugs, I would come close to death. I got to a point where I would worry about choking on my own vomit. So I would have to sleep face down. I do it even to this day. I'm very lucky to be alive and realize that nearly all my friends I used to get pissed with are now dead. I'm living on borrowed time. The biggest thing in my life were the Beatles. For four lads who came from the back streets, they showed the way out. When people ask me what made me get into rock and roll, I tell them it was when I first heard the Beatles. I was then that I decided that my life would be music. Thank God for the Beatles. No music mogul created Black Sabbath, so no music mogul could tell Black Sabbath what to do. A couple had tried, we simply told them where to shove it. Not many bands can do that nowadays. If you want to stand out, don't get a tattoo. What are all these bubbles? I'm supposed to be the Prince of Darkness. As long as we had a few quid in our pocket and a new car to drive around and pull a few charts, we Black Sabbath were happy. I wasn't keen on Paranoid at first. I thought it was a ripoff of Led Zeppelin. That's some great information about Ozzy. That just gets us to know him a little bit more, guys. All right. I have two more, but these are not really long, guys. This is more about his illnesses. And I'm really burning up. Hopefully what we've covered so far is pretty interesting. Find out a lot of information about Ozzy Osbourne. Hopefully that's some information that we covered that y'all didn't know. And he seems like an awesome dude to hang out with. He seems like he'd be hilarious. This is on people.com. It says Ozzy Osbourne details agony of trying to deal with Parkinson's disease and other health issues. Absolutely, Rocket Queen. It says, I got so bad that at one point I thought, oh God, please don't let me wake up tomorrow morning. Ozzy Osbourne said. This was published on August the 31st, 2022. So almost a year ago. It's almost a year ago, guys. I think he looks great to be, in his 70s. I think he looks great. Considering, what all he's done all his life and everything. I think he looks great. It says, Ozzy Osbourne is opening up about his difficult health journey, including his recovery from major operation this summer and his ongoing battle with Parkinson's disease. What's up, LBG? Good to see you. We're just talking about a little bit Ozzy Osbourne. It says, in an interview with the Observer, the Black Sabbath rocker, 73, which he will be 74 this year, I think, if I'm correct, revealed that his June operation was to remove two metal plates that had been screwed into his spine in an earlier surgery. His wife Sharon Osbourne previously described the surgery as one that would determine the rest of his life. The screws had came loose and were chipping away at the bone, and the debris had lodged under his spine, so his spine, instead of being like this, was like this. Sharon, straightening up the hunching over, told the outlet. With the pressing on his spinal column, I got nerve pains. I never heard of nerve pain. Ozzy added, when you're a kid and you're playing with snow and your hands get really cold, then you go in and you pour on hot water and they start getting warm and you get those chills and it hurts. It's like that, is what he said. It got so bad that at one point I thought, oh God, please don't let me wake up tomorrow morning because it was fucking agony. Well, I would play this, guys, but I'm afraid it would take it. It would bounce I would have to remove it. So I'll just leave it alone and I'll just kind of go what it says down here. The music added that his elements are often exacerbated by his Parkinson's disease, with which he was diagnosed in 2003. He's been dealing with Parkinson's for 20 years, guys. He told the Observer that he constantly struggles with walking. You think you're lifting your feet, but your foot doesn't move. I feel like I'm walking around in lead boots, he added, noting that Parkinson's had taken a toll on his mental health and left him depressed. So he does suffer with mental health, guys. I reached a plateau that was lower than I wanted to be, Ozzy said of his mental state. Nothing really felt great, nothing. So I went on these antidepressants, and they work okay. And there he is with his wife, Sharon. Make sure you guys hit that like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for being in here and hanging out with me. Let's find some information about Ozzy Osbourne, bringing awareness to him and his story and what he's done in his life so far. It says, but he admitted that the most frustrating aspects of Parkinson's is not knowing where it will end. You learn to live in the moment because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know when you're going to wake up and you ain't going to be able to get out of that bed, but you just don't think about it. The Crazy Train singer praised Sharon for her support in navigating his health problems, crediting her for enabling him to continue performing. Without my Sharon, I'd be fucking gone. We have a little row now and then, but otherwise we just get on with it, he said. Sharon added that she won't let her husband be defined by his Parkinson's disease and is now helping him tackle the muscle, a trophy that's weakened his body. He'll never be what he was, but he will be good, she assured the outlet. And I mean, I'm not going to click on these guys. I just kind of wanted to show you guys the picture. Like, I mean, you are more than welcome to go on this. It's people.com, and you can always type it in, Ozzy Osbourne. Like here's, it says, Ozzy Osbourne said he'll tour again weeks after announced to retire. I got to get out there. It says, Ozzy Osbourne quits touring due to spinal injury. I love you all. It says, Sharon Osbourne said she passed out 20 minutes after doctors don't know the cause. Sharon Osbourne on husband Ozzy Osbourne's Parkinson's diagnosis. Suddenly your life just stops. This one says, Ozzy Osbourne says he's got to get back on that stage following health woes. I ain't going to stop. Ozzy Osbourne says he no longer wants to move back to the UK. If I had my way, I'd stay in America. I don't know this one. It says Sharon Osbourne says she's doing great after being hospitalized while filming the show. Ozzy Osbourne having major operation that determined the rest of his life. Ozzy Osbourne to kick off 2022 NFL season with Los Angeles Rams halftime show performance. Let's see. Sharon Osbourne shares update after husband's Ozzy surgery. Says he's on road to recovery. Says all about Ozzy Osbourne and Sharon Osbourne and 3 kids. So this is Jack right here. I don't know if y'all can see real well. There's Sharon. There's Ozzy. And then I think that's Kelly. Says Sharon Osbourne hospitalized while filming ghost-themed TV show report. So if y'all go on there, I mean, y'all can always click on them. It's just a lot, guys. It's just a lot because it's on People. So People covers a lot. And then this is, I figured this was great information that pertained to addiction. Because where we talk about mental health. So if anybody suffers with addiction, or knows anybody that suffers with addiction, I thought this was some useful information because Ozzy Osbourne did suffer with addiction. So I figured this would be great to contribute to what we talked about his life. And I figured, why not bring this to it too? And bring awareness and support to it if you know anybody that has suffered with addiction or is suffering with addiction. Let them know that they're not alone and that help is available. And please reach out and speak to somebody. It's very important. Your life is very important and you matter. So please seek help. All right, so let's see. Says what Ozzy Osbourne has to say about addiction. This is not really long, guys. But there he is. He's signing a guitar. And it looks like it. And there's a military man. I don't know exactly where that's at, but I mean, you could look at the pictures. I like looking at pictures too, so I'm glad I found some that has a little bit of pictures in it. Okay, it says many great names have arisen from the sea of rock and roll through the 60s and 80s. But no one can quite compete with one of the most controversial and talented rockers of our time, Ozzy Osbourne. Titled as the Prince of Darkness for reasons, the iconic singer rose to fame as a frontman for the heavy metal band Black Sabbath, one of the pioneers of the modern rock sound, and for a string of successful independent albums. Over the course of his career, Osbourne had sold a total of 100 million albums, including his work with the band, and has been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Nevertheless, fans of the singer will also remember a time when drugs and alcohol ruled his life. Let's take a closer look at what Osbourne had to say about addiction. Like I said, these are not really long, guys. It says, lucky to be alive. In the autobiography entitled I'm Ozzy, Ozzy Osbourne discusses his rampaging behavior stemming from heavy drug and alcohol consumption. Ironically, many of Black Sabbath's songs serve as brutal, poetic warnings against the dangerous nature of drugs, Paranoid for example, but Osbourne's quick descent into madness was all too real. Although he was living every young musician's dream of becoming a rock star, Osbourne explains how his rampant drug addiction and alcoholism led to terrible events, including infidelity and spousal abuse, and could have possibly killed him. In essence, Osbourne says he is lucky to be alive. Absolutely. Casper says, prayers for everyone struggling with addiction, mental illness, and are barely making it in this cruel world. Absolutely. Thank you, Casper, honey. It says, slipping through the swamp. At this time in his life, Osbourne confirmed that he completely sober drugs. Amazing. Awesome. Awesome. See, if he can do it, so can you guys. So can you guys. It's extremely important. Your life is worth it. It says he is completely over drugs, but also admits that he will not turn away from what he did. He admits that he needed the help. He admits what he did was wrong, or, what he did. He lived his life, but he knows what he did, if that makes sense. In an interview, the singer describes how not everyone reaches a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and at times you need to sink through the swamp a few times before reaching a good point. Osbourne admits that his drug use, a swamp if you will, almost ended his life. In his book, he admits that most of his drugs use stem from self-medication, as he suffered from dyslexia and ADHD. Despite despising how he felt, Osbourne turned to, we'll just say, many different types of drugs and alcohol and depression meds and other substances to cope. Nowadays, he is completely clean and happy. And look at all those years that Ozzy did that, guys. If he can do it, y'all can do it. That's positivity right there, guys. That's motivation. That's encouragement. Like I said, he's done it. He did it many years. If he can do it, you guys can do it. So just reach out. Get you some support, guys. And like I said, he's a prime example. I mean, that just shows that's a great story, which I'm got a little bit more, not much, but that's a great example, guys. That's inspiration right there. That's motivation right there. If you are struggling with, addiction or mental health or anything, you're still trying to live a positive life, and you can do it. You can try to live your best life, or if you're suffering with any kind of disease, like he suffers with Parkinson's disease, and he says it's pure hell, but he's still trying to do the very best he can. He says it's not going to stop him. He's still trying to do it. He's still trying to do it. So that's a positive. He's still motivated as much as he can. So if he can do it, guys, y'all can do it. So seriously, this is an excellent story. Who don't love Ozzy? But just the story behind what we found out about him is amazing. It's an amazing story. It's inspirational. It's like, wow, you didn't realize that you knew all this stuff about him, of what he's done in his life so far. It's amazing. Kudos to you, Ozzy. I would give you a big old hug. I'll give you a virtual hug right now. If you ever, by chance, I'm just saying, if you ever do, kudos to you, brother. I'm proud of you. Excellent job. excellent job. Great. If he can do it, guys, and he did it for many years, so can y'all. It says seeking treatment for drug addiction and alcoholism. Throughout the decades, many famous people have suffered from severe and particularly dangerous cases of alcoholism or drug addiction, sometimes leading to uncomfortably dangerous situations that are plastered across social media and the press. All it takes is to fall off the wagon and become sick is to take the first, I don't know if I could say this, like how you would take certain medications. You can do it, well, if y'all know how to, I don't know if I could say these or not, but like, how you would take certain drugs, I guess you could say. Before you are rolling downhill into an insanity. Still, you can always push the train back up, but it will be a difficult hike. However, with the right mixture of perseverance and determination, and I have to add motivation and encouragement. I have to add that in there, even though it's not in there. I'm going to add that in there. And positivity, guys. A great support system. You can easily get back on track and be happy once more. Are you suffering from a severe case of alcoholism or drug addiction? Do you have a friend or loved one who is coping with the same illnesses? In both cases, get in touch with us as Sauna Recovery today. Our professional team of counselors and healthcare experts will help you endure the painful process of drug withdrawing and detox and guide you along the rocky road of rehabilitation. Soon enough, you will experience a faster and much more efficient recovery. It says if you're seeking out more information about our residential treatment or supervised detoxification withdrawal programs or enroll in one of these programs today, we are ready and waiting to speak with you at your leisure and your disclosure. It says call Asana now at 949-438-4504 to learn how you can overcome your mental illness and take an extra step towards becoming a healthier person. And I think this is located in California, guys. Let me make sure. Let me see. I don't want to tell you I'm wrong. I'm not really. I guess it is located in. It don't really say where it's located at, but I mean, I'm sure y'all couldn't call. Oh, yes, I love him too. He has a great story. Great story. I mean, there was more information, but I thought what I covered across was excellent information about him. Excellent information. Absolutely. So, did y'all learn anything new about what we covered? Did y'all learn anything new? So, what's y'all's opinions on what we covered about his biography and like we learned a lot. Like you had some of this stuff. Yeah. See, I think it's so cool that we talk about these people, and you're like, okay, like you're like, okay, we did. You find out a lot of stuff. You're like, okay, well, I know this, and this. But then you find out more stuff. And see, like I said, y'all might know stuff that I don't come across or I might not say. So why not? I just think it's awesome. I think it's awesome. It's freaking awesome. Why not? And it's a famous person, or even if he wasn't famous, just his story. Just think about him as just somebody that's made a difference in somebody. Just not him being a famous singer. I know that's hard to do, but I'm just saying, if he wasn't a famous singer and he just did something incredible, I mean, like he just did, we're not. I'm just saying as an example. This when we do things like this, it doesn't necessarily have to be a famous singer. It doesn't necessarily have to be a movie star. I'm just saying somebody that did, made a huge impact. Well, if you just take away. I mean, just try to, it's hard to picture him not being a famous singer. I'm just saying, if he wasn't a famous singer, just his story is excellent. And all these people that we've come across so far, we did Ozzy tonight, we did Chris Farley last week, we did Robin Williams. Every one of these stories so far have an excellent story. Excellent story. Have great bio, and then just what we've covered. If they have mental health or if they have addiction or whatever the case may be, is excellent. So we're just gonna keep on doing this, guys. I mean, I know people are still figuring it out, but I think the more that we do it, the more people will come in and enjoy it with us. Hello, Beachy Beachy. Good to see you. Thank you. Hey, I had to support. Love some Ozzy. Love some Ozzy. But yes, he has an excellent story. Like I said, these past 3 weeks we've had great stories, and I just think, just by hearing it and me talking about it, it just lifts you up. Like you don't realize how much information you can learn on these people. It's amazing. Like you learn so much, and you don't even realize it's like you truly know them. Like you know what you've heard, but then when you find out the information, it's like, wow. Like I really, really know them so much better now. Like there's so much information out there about them, but like you could find out like just what the little bit that we covered. It's like, wow. Like there was a lot of information covered. It's crazy. And these youngins go to school in like 3 or 4 days, and they're still wide awake, and it's midnight. Ain't that great? Y'all better go to sleep. Yes, and like it said in the information, it said he would not answer by his real name. So if somebody called him John, he would not answer it. You would have to call him Ozzy for him to answer it. Because I guess that's been his name his whole entire... he said it was given to him as a childhood nickname. So that's been his nickname his whole life. He's not going to answer by his real given name. But, in my opinion, he's got, he's well off. So, he could change his name if he wanted to. He could change his first name if he wanted to. To make it like actual legal, legally, if he wanted to. I don't know how that works in England, but I'm just saying, or in the UK. But here, he could legally change it if he wanted to. I think it's just so cool. I just figured, on Sundays, since Rebel does a true crime and history, why can't we just talk about somebody that, that made a difference in people's life, or talk about their biography, and they could still be with us, or they could not be with us. It just, if they're still with us, then we talk about what they've done in their lives up to this point. If they're not with us, then we talk about their life and bring awareness to it, and keep their story living on. So. And I did not realize that he suffered with Parkinson's disease. I did not realize that Ozzy Osbourne had Parkinson's disease, and he's had it for 20 years. Wow. Wow. As long as the check cashes, you could call me Ozzy. And then his wife had cancer. I didn't even know that. See, we found out all kinds of information. Wow, it's crazy. And he's got 3 youngins with Sharon. And then he had a previous wife, and he's got 3, he's got 2 kids with her. And then he adopted one. So he's got 6 babies. Well, they're not babies, but he's got 6 kids altogether. It's crazy. Thank you guys so much for coming in here and hanging out with me. I just think it's good. But yeah, please share this out there so people, the more the merrier. I would just love for, people to get this out there so people can come and enjoy the stories, the biographies that we cover. Because y'all get to vote on a new person tomorrow. On the poll, we put down 3 to 4 or 5 names, something like that. On the names that y'all gave me, I just wrote down. So we'll put them up, and y'all vote when I go live tomorrow. Y'all will vote, and then I'll have it up for the whole entire live, and then we will end it. So y'all gave me the names, so y'all are involved too. Y'all gave me the names. I pull up the information. I talk about it, and then I pull up the information. I talk about the information. But if y'all have any more information to provide on whoever we talk about, y'all are more than welcome to. I love it. I like y'all being involved. I can't do this without you guys. So I love it. I love it. So y'all, it means a lot. Y'all are welcome. You're welcome, Casper. You're welcome, Rocket. Thank you guys so much. Truly, it means a lot. It really does. Well, I'm definitely, I think it's awesome because he's still with us. And we just say a little extra prayer for him because he said, it's pure hell, but he said he's just going to keep on going. So he's staying positive, which is amazing. Amazing. So, that goes to show, just because he suffers with his Parkinson's disease and he's got depression and all that, it doesn't stop him. So he stays as positive as he possibly can. And that's great. That's just a great example, guys. That's a great example. And then, and just so much he's went through. He's clean now. And, he was on so much stuff for so many years and years and years and years. And he's clean now. And, like he said, his other bandmates, most of them were no longer here. And he should have been passed away many, many, many times over. So, and the way that I look at it, and I'm not getting religious on you guys or nothing, but I'm just saying the way that I look at it is he's here for a reason. He's still here for a purpose, and maybe he needs to tell his story more. Or maybe we need to tell it more or something. Everything happens for a reason, so maybe he just needs to help more people. Maybe he needs to, just be a light. Be able to help more people and tell his story. To, support people. And, just be there for people and lift them up and being the good in the world. I just feel that might be the reason. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But, I just feel that could be a good reason, everything happens for a reason. So that's how I look at it. But anyway, so we're going to be doing a vote. I have no idea. I'll be picking people at random. Hello, Mel. Good to see you, love. Good morning, darling. I'm getting ready to jump off here. You might have to watch the replay, darling. We was talking about Ozzy Osbourne, and it is great information, girl. You're going to find out all kinds of stuff that you had no idea. No idea, honey. So good to see you, my darling. But yes, tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow on my live, we are going to be voting on who we're talking about next Sunday. So, like I said, it could be somebody, it could be a movie star, it could be just somebody that made a huge difference in people's lives. It could be a famous singer, it could be just whoever. Y'all gave me the names, I wrote them down. So it could be just a randomized, and whoever has the most votes is who we're going to talk about this coming up this coming up Sunday. So we will put that in tomorrow for the poll. So that gets y'all will be a part of it too. Like I said, y'all give me the names, so y'all are part of it that way. Y'all vote, y'all are a part of it that way. And if y'all can give me any information, y'all could be a part of it that way. I just pull up the information from, websites and stuff, and I talk about it. But I want y'all involved too. Hello, Wild Angel. Good to see ya. Make sure you guys hit that like, share, and subscribe. Please, please hit the like, share, and subscribe. I want to get these stories out. You know, the more the merrier. Because I definitely want to get these stories out and let people know that they're not alone. There's hope, guys. There's hope. These are great example stories. And support and awareness, great. And positivity, it's great. So, it really, truly means a lot. I'm getting ready to jump off here for the night. I apologize, ladies. Thank you guys so much for coming in here. But please watch a replay and leave a comment if y'all don't care and let me know what you think about the information that I covered on Ozzy Osbourne, please. And I would be I'm kind of curious to find out what y'all think about the information that I covered. Yeah, because Rocket Queen and Casper, they're like, wow. And I'm sure other people are not in the chat. They're just like, wow. You know, it's awesome. It's awesome the stuff you find out about people when you go digging. Not like an FBI agent, but actually like when you find out, when you go find out information about people. But tomorrow I am covering, it's going to be one of our like life lessons / mental health. We are going to be going over, let me tell y'all this before I jump off here. I try to make these kind of short too because I understand school's back in session. Our youngins start back Thursday. And then I understand people have to go to work and stuff. So I completely understand. So I try not to make them too massive long for everybody. Let me tell y'all what I'm covering tomorrow. I actually have everything set up for this whole week. I have everything already set up. I normally do it on Mondays, but I have it all set up for this whole entire week. So make sure y'all go in there and hit them likes for me. Tomorrow we are covering what is hoarding. Not hoarding. Like when you watch the movie, you know, the TV show Hoarders, where they can't really walk through their house and, you know, it's not good. Well, I mean, it could be dangerous. We're covering hoarding disorder. It's a part of mental health, and I didn't know that, but we're going to cover it tomorrow. And then tomorrow also we're going to vote to see who the topic is or who the person is we are going to cover next Sunday. So we're going to be doing the same thing next Sunday, just with a different person. So we're doing that every Sunday, and y'all are voting and letting us, y'all are going to be a part of it too. So, but yeah, we already got everything set up for this week. It's Monday, and we got Mondays set up. We got Tuesdays set up. Wednesdays set up. Thursdays we don't have set up. That's when I go over there. And on Rebels or Tattooed Couples, we got Friday and Saturday set up. Sunday still up in the air till we figure out who we voted on. So, well, I've got it all ready. So, yes, that would be awesome, Rocket Queen. Yeah, I mean, like anything that, any tips or anything would be awesome. And the other word from housekeeping at brothels. I wasn't talking about hoochie mamas. I was talking about hoarding. See, because I'm Southern, people are thinking that I'm saying hoarding, and I'm not saying that. I'm saying hoarding disorder. I'm not saying that other word. Lord. Oh, Lord. But anyway, thank you guys so much for coming in. Make sure y'all hit that like, please. And hit the share. And hit the subscribe if y'all haven't done so. And if y'all are in here watching the replay, please hit a comment. Or please hit the like. Hit the share. And please leave a comment and let me know what y'all think about what I went over tonight. So y'all have a wonderful night. Thank you guys so much for coming in here. Treasure. Go Sybil, you're a hoot. You're fine, Mr. Michigan. It was some great information. Great information. Awesome information. Go to bed, Granddad. All All right, so I always say this before I get off here. I already told y'all what we're going over tomorrow, and then we get to vote for who, or the panel, or Lord have mercy, the poll. So we get to vote who we're going to cover this coming up Sunday. And so I always, there was not lot lizards harmed in this show. No, hoarderers, not whores. Hoarderers. Do I gotta spell it out? Hold on, wait a minute. I can't even see, it's so stinking dark. I can't even, Lord have mercy. Hold on, wait a minute. Jeez. I can't see, it's so darn dark in here. Oh, wrong button. Oh, still wrong button. Lord have mercy, I can't see anything. Where's my stinking flashlight? I can't see nothing. Don't y'all laugh at me. I can't see nothing, it's so darn dark. There it is. There. Y'all cannot hear my southern accent. I apologize. It's that word. Lord. This one. Oh my goodness. That word. Not horse. Hoarders. Have a good night, Mr. Michigan. That word. Don't y'all laugh at me in my southern talk. I can't help it. Not my fault. All right. So before I jump off here, I always say this before I go. Be the good in the world. Be a positive change in somebody's life. And be a difference in somebody's life. And also, you never know what somebody's going through. So please, please be kind to one another. Please. And be kind with your words, because they can be easily forgiven but not forgotten. So when you say something, unfortunately, it still stays right here. So they can be forgiven, but they're not easily forgotten. So just please be careful with your words. But I love you guys. Y'all have a wonderful night. Love ya, Ozzy. Ozzy's the man. Love you, Ozzy. Woohoo. I had to say that. Virtual hugs. I love you guys. Y'all have a wonderful night. Thank you guys so much for the support. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Love you guys. See ya. Rock on, guys.